Alright, so what is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, we're here to bring you guys a full-on showcase video with Gecko Moria, taking him on against just some other content. You know, I've already made the video talking about him in the Garp challenges. If you guys have not seen that video yet, I highly advise to go ahead and check that one out. We built some pretty awesome team that can take on both Navy and Hody Jones at the same time, same team. It's pretty awesome. Go ahead and check it out. But in today's video, we're looking more at the positives and negatives at a glance at Gecko Moria, the brand new Sugo Fest exclusive character. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the positives of the unit. So for Gecko Moria, the really great thing about him is that he's boosting two classes, both Powerhouse and Driven, and both classes right now on Global are definitely really good, especially with the latest couple of batches. Obviously we had Super Type Kaido, who is fantastic, having access to Ace versus Akainu, and then obviously with this latest batch as well. Now in this video, we actually don't use Ace versus Akainu at all, so you don't have to worry about any shenanigans involving him. This is only showcasing Gecko Moria and the stuff that he is able to do. So anyways, yeah, boosting both of those classes, 4.5 times attack, 5 times attack if they've got a matching slot, which is not difficult to do, obviously. He grants a lot of additional health. It's a 1.3 boost, so with double Gecko Moria and even an HP boosting ship, you can get a lot of health with Gecko Moria alone, so that's obviously very, very good. And obviously, the other component of Moria's captain ability that makes him so insane is his healing capabilities. So obviously, every time you hit a perfect, you're healing half of that character's recovery. With double Moria, you're going to be healing for a lot every time you hit a perfect. But then there's the added effect of every time you kill an enemy, you heal half of your crew's total recovery. So with double Moria, you're healing your crew's entire recovery every single time you kill an enemy. It's really good. Having that much health and that much heal come in from his captain ability alone is already very, very impressive, right? But then you add his special ability on top of that, which grants you the full board of orbs, which, it is going to be said that it doesn't get rid of block orbs, but by giving the full board of slots when you activate his special ability, it allows you to get that 5 times captain effect with matching slots, which is great. And then obviously giving those full board of slots plus giving you a 2.5 times orb boost and also giving a 2.25 times color affinity in the following turn. Now the great thing about his boost that he gives, that orb and color affinity boost, is that it's not based around color, it's based around those classes once again. We've seen characters in the past like Halloween Shanks, for example, who are int based captains but then have a special ability based around class, and it's just a complete mess and the character doesn't really function that well. However, going through this route, which is fine, going with, only boosting the captain ability of what he boosts, right? So he boosts Powerhouse and Driven, his special ability is Powerhouse and Driven as well. They could have gone with Int as well, but I feel like what they've done here with this Moria, making him Driven and Powerhouse base, definitely makes the team building with this character much more versatile, and this character is just a bunch more fun to play with. But then you also have to add on top of that, with all of these amazing buffs that his special is granting to your team, he also has a really nice added effect of nullifying damage that exceeds 2,000. So any enemy that hits you during the turn your special has been launched, it only does 2,000 damage to you. So if they do like a huge 1 million death damage hit, it gets nullified down to 2,000. So it's so good, and especially with how much healing capabilities are coming in from Moria, even if you use a health that gets you down to 1 HP, if you're hitting all of your perfects or if you kill an enemy, you're going to be healing over that threshold. You're not going to die that turn, which I really, really love about this character. So I really like that he has at least a little bit of utility in a way to block damage, but also mainly he's going to be a big component of damage to your team compositions. Now his super type special is also reasonably good. When you look at it on paper, it's not the best super type special in the game at all, but for what this character aims to do, it works perfectly and synergizes well with his already withstanding powerful special, where it allows you to fulfill the condition very easily as long as your entire team is 6 characters that are Driven or Powerhouse. So very easy to fulfill. And then it allows you to lock your orbs for 1 turn. It does also reduce cooldown, but the locking of orbs is probably the most useful component that he has. because it allows you to carry those orbs that you get from his special over to a different stage, so you can get the orb boost and full board of matching slots, and in the turn after you can get your full board of matching slots again and a 2.25 times color affinity boost. But don't sleep on that cooldown reduction that he provides, because you guys may have seen it in my video going through the GARP challenges on the Hody challenge, but also a little bit later on this video you'll see we get hit with special reverse on the final stage against Colosseum King, and we're able to use his super type special to reverse our cooldowns so we can burst on turn 1, which is a really awesome thing that this character gets access to. It's super clutch. And also, you know, the super type special does do damage, but it's very negligent. It doesn't do that much damage at all. So I guess if you're running some really easy content with low HP, you could potentially use it to speed farm in a way, but most likely you're using it for the cooldown reduction, or more likely you're going to be using it for the orb blocking mechanics. But overall, Gecko Moria is probably one of my favorite legends in the game as of this moment. So now that we've gone through all of those huge positive buffs that this Moria has, and I think we've pretty much already established that this is a really good legend, and definitely one of my favorites in the game currently. However, this is not all perfect. There are definitely still things about the character that I do not like. Now, one of the big glaring issues that I found whilst using this character, building teams for him, was the lack of support characters that are usable with this guy. Now, the only real support unit that kind of stood out amongst the rest was the Psy Rare Recruit Kuma, which gets rid of 5 turns of despair anytime you're inflicted with it. So that is a fantastic support that only can be put on very specific units, right? But outside of that, there really isn't a lot going for Gecko Moria, and it's just the problem that he is a Gecko Moria character. There's just not a lot of good supports for this unit. So hopefully, you know, later on down the road we get a little bit better support for this unit, but currently it's basically non-existent. Most of the time you're going to be using a stat boosting support on this character, or maybe like one of those color affinity boosters. Like, there's a couple that I didn't mention, of course. Like, there's, you know, some ones that give you attack boost, there's some that give you orb boost, or not really orb boost, well, technically yes, but, you know, Gecko Moria is already an orb booster, but, you know, color affinity boosters, you know, it depends on the situation at hand, but you know, it's just unfortunate that his supports are very lackluster. And another thing that was kind of a problem, or not really a big problem, but something that I was kind of disappointed with, was the lack of available ships that kind of worked with this unit. Most of the time I'll just be using the Nostra Castello because it grants a huge boost, a huge health boost as well, -1 cooldown to strength, Psi, and Int characters. So that's a good ship if you're using Gecko Moria, if you have the right team built. But outside of that, there really wasn't much going for him. You could use the Ho ship, which, you know, a lot of characters will get access to. The Megalo ship is a decent option, but the thing is, the Megalo ship special doesn't really help you that much in your crew, considering his super type basically does what the Megalo ship already does. So that doesn't really help you out too much. I'm not saying it's the worst ship in the world, because it still grants you damage reduction, so that's still good. But I would prefer it if there was something a little bit better for him. There is like the Zunisha ship, for example. If you had like a full powerhouse team, you could use the Koi ship if you're running a full Int team, or a quick team if you got Int and quick characters. You could use the Doflamingo ship if you're running a driven team, but a lot of these ships are not like the best, honestly. Basically, any captain that's able to use Liberal Hind is always going to be really good. So, you know, it's unfortunate that there's no Liberal Hind type ship for Gecko Moria, unfortunately. And the only real other problem that I found whilst using Gecko Moria was the really annoying effect in his special that doesn't allow you to remove block orbs. Because, you know, there's been a lot of instances when I was using this guy and I've just had to shoehorn in some type of way to get rid of block orbs, and that really does suck. So it does suck that, you know, Moria doesn't have an effect that gets rid of block orbs, or even if he had a support where it said, like, when you launch the special, changes block orbs into matching. That'd be super sick if Moria had a support such as that, dude. That would be so ridiculously useful. But unfortunately, he doesn't. But, I mean, overall, in the grand scheme of things, this is a fantastic legend. If you were lucky enough to pull this guy, definitely let me know down below in the comment section how you're finding him thus far, because I think he is a ridiculously powerful unit that I'm definitely going to be using as time progresses. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
噂通りの怒り具合見れたんだ。文句はねえが